Hello my hiking friends! We are here in Kathmandu right now and we finished our Annapurna Circuit trail 2 days ago, and now we will show you what we brought to the trek and we will discuss what was useful and what not. But first, let us put all of our gear to this bed. So, let's do it!
Yeah.
So, let's start from the clothes we are wearing now. We started hiking in a really hot environment, and for that reason we bought new pants. They are cotton pants. We bought them in Kathmandu for a few euros. So they were really nice things to wear, because in Nepal it is culturally inappropriate for women to wear really revealing clothes, and women shouldn't wear shorts. So that's why we were wearing long pants that breathed a little bit. And a simple blouse, of course underwear and hiking shoes. They worked well for us, keen shoes. And really important, in the night time when we didn't want to wear our shoes anymore, I wore these sandals and my mom had these really lightweight shoes. And what we bought in Kathmandu also are sun hats. They costed 5 euros, don't remember. And they worked perfectly, nothing wrong with them, any seams didn't come off. And really important thing, sunglasses in lower elevations and in higher elevations as well. And we bought our sunglasses back in Estonia to be sure that we have the necessary UV protection. And we had 2 socks for walking and 1 pair for sleeping. This system worked really well. And my mom bought 2 pairs of socks in Kathmandu.
It's very good. Very good.
Blouse, 1 I wore and 1 was for additional shirt. They are all synthetic. My mom had
ka sünteetika, siis pika varuga ka sünteetika, sellega oli hea käia. Ja siis üks magamise, üks selline puuvillane.
Yeah. I would have preferred to sleep in a cotton shirt, but I didn't bring one, so I just slept with this one. Well, I managed with 2. You had 4. So, personal preference. I had the 3 pairs of underwear with me. Actually, I would have managed with 2.
Ja, minul oli 2 paari, ühed jalas, ühed pesus.
Synthetic underwear, yeah. A fleece that we wore most of the time when we were cold. Then, when the night started to get colder, we used warm underwear for sleeping and most of all just wearing. Most of the time we didn't use it, but when it was cold up on the pass, we wore them even when we were walking. So, windproof pants. These I bought from Kathmandu. Hiking pants. They are great hiking pants, but all of the pocket zippers broke, so they don't work anymore. So that's the Nepali quality, but fortunately the front zipper is still working. And yeah, I'm happy with these.
Ja Maiu ostis uued püksid, mõtles, et viskab vanad ära.
Aga ei visanud, ma ei taha.
Ema vaatas kurja pilguga, Maiu julgenud visata, võttis kaasa. Ja tegelikult läksid need ka uuesti käiku. Minul olid nad jalas, nad on tuult pidasid, sest minul olid muidu kaasas sellised püksid, mis olid tuult ei pidanud, sünteetiline lihtsalt.
Nagu joogapüksid.
Ja puuvillane, et mulle kulusid nad väga hästi ära. Et minul oli siis lõpuks 3 paari pükse. 4 ühed jalas ka.
Aga kas need oleks võib-olla võinud koju jätta?
Ma matkasin nendega, sest need hakkasid mul kiskuma jalas millegi pärast. Ikkagi on vaja midagi tuulekindlat.
Because it got really windy at some days. Yeah.
Ja mina kasutasin ka saabaste peal neid
gaitersid,
ja need olid väga head, sest siis kui ma neid ei pannud, siis tuli kohe kivid saapa sisse. Ja teiseks hästi tolmused teed olid. Need hoidsid ka tolmu kinni.
And these mom bought from Kathmandu. So the ropes below the heel is starting to break off. But I think it's natural if you are wearing this under your shoe, but otherwise pretty good. Yeah. So we showed you the hats, but we also had with us bandanas. So I had 3 bandanas plus a buff, and we used them in really different situations. When we were walking on roads, that happened, and the roads are really dusty when the cars pass. And also we used these to dry ourselves when we took a shower. Nii et väga kasulik.
Olid küll jah, minul oli 4 tükki neid kaasas.
And they dried really quickly.
Aga mina ostsin Kathmandust ka selle.
For the dust, yes, it's so dusty in Kathmandu.
Ja raja peal läks vaja korra.
Just to clarify, with all of the things that we brought from Estonia, we took to the trail. We didn't leave any bags here in Kathmandu to hold our stuff while we were trekking, so everything we had with us. So that's why maybe we had some things in the bag that you really don't need. A warm hat, definitely necessary. I bought this one from Kathmandu. It's a fleece sort of thing that you can use as a neck piece or a head piece. It also costed like €2. I had fleece gloves, and I have to admit, in the higher elevations I got really cold because the wind comes through the fleece and my hands were freezing, but I had a solution for it. On the past day I wore my sleeping socks above the fleece gloves, and I could walk with those, and it worked great.
Ja mina ostsin Kathmandust sellised hästi õhukesed fliiskindad, mis olid jahedatel hommikutel väga head. Ja siis kõrgemale minnes juba tuulekindlad kindad, mis me ostsime Kathmandust. Tukukene on katki natukene mõned õmblused hakkavad minema, aga külm oli.
Ikkagi külm, jah.
Külmetasid, et
sul on vaja midagi sooja, kas siis suuremad paksemad kindad või rohkem kihte.
No ei kannatada ära, sest tuleb varsti alla, soe.
Et neid külmi päevi oli võib-olla 4-5, 13-st siis 4-5 oli need võib-olla väga külmad päevad, eks. My special thing was my knee protection like sleeve, and I actually used it only on one day because my knee didn't bother me. I used it when we descended from the pass 1,600 meters straight down basically, and then I really needed it. You just put it around your knee to support it. We thought we would catch some awful rain and just in case had some plastic ponchos with us, but we didn't need them. But rain gear, a rain shell you need it. We had one rainy day, but we used it in colder mornings and for windbreaking. One additional thing I had was a really light windbreaker. You can manage without it, and I could have used my rain shell for the windbreaking, but I enjoyed using it on lower elevations when it was hot, but I needed some wind protection. So yeah, personal preference. Puffy jacket. I didn't have as warm jacket as my mom did because she borrowed it from her friend who is a proper alpinist, does really high elevation climbing. So this was really warm, and one time when I wore it I was like, oh my god, I don't want to leave it. So warm puffy jacket definitely.
Aitäh, Airi!
So my mom had a really big and warm down sleeping bag, again borrowed from the good friend of hers, and it is minus 22 degrees comfort. So can you imagine? And I have 0 degree Celsius comfort, so the size and the weight difference is significant. I brought a sleeping bag liner with the sleeping bag to keep myself more warm. It should add like 5 degrees of Celsius warmth to the bag. And my mom also bought a sleeping bag liner for hygiene purposes from Kathmandu. In every lodge we were sleeping, there were additional blankets that we used. I used in the higher elevations the blankets because I got cold because the degrees were in minuses and this doesn't hold up minuses very well. So you don't need so warm bag. You can manage with less, but I have to warn you, I heard from the trail that some trekkers bought their sleeping bags in Kathmandu for like $20, and they were supposed to be minus 20 degree bags, but they were cold, and they said that they were cold for days straight, so the bags here aren't very reliable. And you have to consider, if you are afraid of cold, then buy a bag from your local country or from proper store.
Aga padjad olid seal vahest väga kõvad, nii et see meie reisipadi aitas hädast välja.
We brought it because we have really long travel days flying, so we had neck pillows with us that we also used on the trail on some occasions. Okay, before we start digging into the small stuff, let's talk about bags. Rain cover. We didn't have rain, only one day we had rain, but it was a really good dust cover, because when you are traveling to the trail and off the trail, you are most likely traveling with local buses and also the tourist buses. They put your bags inside of the bus and it is so dirty. Like, we covered our bags with these, and you see, otherwise our bags would have been so dirty. So you need those for dust covering and dirt covering when you're traveling. So the bags, I had 48-liter Osprey Exos bag. I loved it. It had just enough of straps and pockets, and it was light enough to use, and I actually had room to spare, so you don't need a big bag. My mom had 75-liter bag borrowed, and it's a really big bag, so, but it's a good bag. One addition that I have on my bag was the pepper spray that I'm wearing all the time attached to my bag, and I didn't feel unsecure for a moment on the trail. Kõik oli väga turvaline. Ei olnud kordagi seda tunnet, et peaks nüüd kuidagi hirmu tundma. One thing we didn't talk about are the pee rags. We were using pee rags. The thing in Nepal is that you have the squat toilets and they don't provide you the toilet paper, and actually the local people themselves wash themselves in the squat toilets with the water that is next to it. But if you do not prefer washing yourself and you want to wipe yourself, you have to use A, toilet paper, or B, some kind of other alternative. So we used pee rags and we washed them in hotels in the sinks, and it dried really fast, and that's how we avoided the trash that is toilet paper basically, because you can't throw the toilet paper into the toilet itself. You have to put it next to a box, what they provide you sometimes in the toilets, and then they burn it, or I don't know where they throw it. The trash problem in Nepal and in the Himalayan region in general is a big problem. So I was happy that we used alternative ways and not creating extra trash. Also, we had additional plastic bags inside of our backpacks for rain protection, but we didn't have any rain. But this doesn't guarantee you that you will not have any rain if you visit the place. Trekking poles, I use them every day. They were really like extension to your own hands, helping us get up the hill and also down the hill. We put the duct tape around our trekking poles. We taped the window in a lodge that was blowing storm wind into our toilet, so that's why we used the duct tape. And maybe some other reasons as well, but it was useful to have this with us.
Minul oli vilekoti küljes. Ühe korra oleks võinud seda kasutada, aga ma unustasin ära. Siis ma kukkusin ja üksi oli.
Tõesti, siis mina ei teadnud, et sul midagi juhtus. We had only 2 water bottles with us, and we both bought them from Kathmandu. My mom's bottle broke. The strip here broke, but we guessed that it wasn't meant for hanging on the bag, so this part broke, and it also leaks some water if you put it downwards, so that wasn't the best purchase, but it worked. So 1 liter bottle both, and as we had water filter, we filtered all of our water, and it was really useful. The Sawyer Mini, it worked for 2 of us greatly, although it was a little bit annoying filtering all of the water. But again, the trash problem, and especially the plastic bottle problem, is really huge in Himalayas. So if you have to use something else to treat your water, and do not buy plastic bottles. I broke my syringe that you can flush your filter, but as we got most of our water from the lodges, from the taps there, we didn't have many physical dirt in it. We just filtered it for our own safety. So we didn't have to use the syringe a lot, but I taped it with the tuck tape when I broke it. So please don't buy bottled water when you are hiking in the Himalayas. Treat it with the tablets or your own personal filter. There are some safe water drinking stations where you can buy filtered water cheaply, so you can use them as well. But you have to use something else as well, because there aren't many safe water stations on the trail. At some point you have to use some other water.
Minul oli kaasas lukk, sinul oli ka lukk kaasas.
Lukk, jaa, aga me ei kasutanud neid. All of the lodges we visited had padlocks already provided by the lodges, so we didn't have to use our personal padlocks that we brought. And also we didn't have to use the bike lock that we wanted to use to lock out our bags when they would have been put on top of the bus roof. I read somewhere that it is common theft, that the bags are taken from the rooftop when you don't notice. But all of our bags, when we traveled with buses, were put into the compartment below the bus. Actually, one time, one lodge didn't have a padlock, and then we just didn't use anything because we were one of 2 guests in the house, and we sort of figured it was safe. And this one I bought from Kathmandu, and it didn't work. I tried to open it once and it didn't open. So bring a padlock just to be safe, but bring a padlock from your country. Don't buy it in Kathmandu. This didn't work. Headlamps, useful. Although we didn't have as many electrical blackouts as I was anticipating by the guidebooks. Okay, electronics in general. As I had my camera with me, I had a camera and a tripod that I'm using right now to film it, of phones, and a bag of electronics. Adapter, you definitely need one, because at some lodges you have this European plug, and then some lodges you have this 3-part plug. So this one I bought from Kathmandu works great. I had this charger with 4 outlets and with cords, and also a battery bank, because at some lodges you had to pay for charging your devices. So at some time we used the battery bank instead of paying for the recharge. Also I had some spare batteries and spare batteries for the camera, and headphones. Use them at night time when we listen to podcasts and audiobooks before going to sleep. We had money belts with us, and we sort of used them as fanny packs. We had our money in here and passports, and we wore them all the time, even when hiking, and I really felt comfortable and secure that all of the most important things were with me.
Ja olid lisaks veel väikesed rahakotid, et iga kord ei peaks põuest otsima, aga ma kasutasin seda väga vähe.
Väga vähe, jah. So we had 2 day bags with us. One I already threw away because it broke, but these were the day bags, and we used them when we were traveling, and when we left our things in the hotel. When talking about phones in general, I bought a local SIM card, and it was totally useless because most of the trek I didn't have any reception. And my mom, who was using her Estonian SIM card, got reception and even got to make some calls. So I thought maybe I could use the Ncell internet that I also put onto the card, but I didn't have any reception, and the internet we could use on the trail was the Wi-Fi provided by the lodges, and I have no idea how they have the Wi-Fi in the lodges if they don't have reception. Maybe they were using some other service provider, but the Ncell should have been like the biggest in Nepal. We brought with us passport photos. I brought 8 photos with me. I have 2 left, so we used at least 6 photos for our permits. Talking about passport photos, we had our 4 permits, like 2 TIM cards and 2 ACAP cards, you need them, 1 map and 1 guidebook. If you come here, I really suggest you to buy the map that has the new trekking trails included, and also it comes with the same new trekking trail guidebook. And it was really great to have this with us because we read different kind of things about the trail, about the villages that were on the way. You can download an earlier version of this book from the internet for free. I guess I read a 2011 guidebook from the internet back at home, but this is a 2006 guidebook, and also elevation map that you can get from the trekking centers where you can get your permits. So this is the trekking trail profile. My sketching book kit that I used, you don't have to have it if you don't sketch. Then some food and hand warmers. I brought many packets, 2 of them didn't work, 1 worked and I used it on the high camp when it was really cold. Hygiene stuff, toothpaste, toothbrush, comb, whatever other hygiene elements. I had the hand sanitizer, but I have to tell you, as much as we could, we used the soap. I brought the soap with me. Just soap and water cleans your hand more efficiently than just the hand sanitizer. Some sunscreen definitely, some lip balm, and one thing that I suggest you to bring, earplugs, because the lodges and the walls of the lodges are so thin you can hear what other people are doing next to you. So if you want to have a proper sleep, bring them. I have some hair ties here, baby powder that I didn't use, but it's a really small package, so it was too big cream for us, but we used it for our face, for our hands. We had our own snacks with us from Estonia. You don't need to bring your own snacks because you can buy some chocolates or biscuits from the lodges, but we ate snacks from Estonia and we have only 1 left. Honey Power Natural Energy Gel Espresso. So if you have some specific snacks or energy gels you want to use, then bring those. Also what we used every day were the magnesium tablets that we put into our water, and it was really great because you get tired of like simple water very quickly, and it was nice to drink something tasty. Oh, this is a small notebook that I had with me where I wrote all of our journey. A sitting mat that I thought I would use when I sketch outside, but actually I didn't use it. Wasn't necessary. I mostly sketched inside of the lodges where it was warm. And the last things, well, my first aid kit, whatever you use, band-aids, antiseptic, and our medical kit. We had 2 bags full of medication brought from Estonia. We got a list from our doctor and we just made a package from the list. The things that we used most from here are painkillers and the treatment for the stomach issues, antibiotics, altitude sickness pills, painkillers. Just consult your doctor. I think it was a good security package for us. And the last thing we sort of didn't use, compass, thread, lighter, matches, rescue blanket or like the emergency blanket for warmth, and a rope or string that we used once for drying our things. But just emergency packet just in case. That's it. That was our gear. I will of course put all of the things down in the description also. Yeah, we didn't miss anything. So, good packing. Yeah, there. So thank you all for watching. This was our gear for the Annapurna Circuit. I hoped you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up so I know you liked it. If you haven't subscribed, do it, because if you haven't watched this video until the end, probably you will like the other videos I am doing as well. Go check out the other Annapurna related videos and vlogs that I did on the trail. That's it. Go for a hike, because life is so much better in hiking shoes. If you have the opportunity, come to Nepal, and I will see you already next time. Bye!